So my core limiting belief was I am not good enough. And so
Mhm.
through that, the way that I compensated with that was to become an overachiever and do it all. But it's like when you don't feel good enough, no matter what you do, you never feel good enough. And that
Mhm.
bar always continuously keeps raising. And so I had to really kind of look at that belief and look at, if I want to shift that belief from I'm not good enough to I am good enough, how would I show up? What is the new story about myself? Would I continuously people please? Right? People pleasing was also very closely tied to that, and constantly
Yeah.
sacrificing myself to make relationships around me work, never really sharing my thoughts, never really standing up for myself. And so part of shifting this belief is starting to become aware, number one. And a really easy way for someone to start doing this is literally filling out this sentence. So you can be like, I want X, but I keep doing X, right? So say if you're like,
Yeah.
I want to lose 10 pounds, but I keep, doom scrolling at night and not sleeping enough. I emotionally eat, and just literally list out all the habits that you are doing that are resulting in this belief. Because what I always tell patients too is that it's not your thoughts that create your reality as much as we believe they do. It's your actions as a result of your thoughts that create the reality, because the
Yeah.
actions solidify the thoughts. So even though in my head I can be thinking maybe I'm not good enough, but if I keep showing up as someone who is, then actually that new story
Mhm.
is true and real.
Mm.
So the easiest way to kind of shift the story and identity is looking at, what is that story in your mind about yourself that you feel like you are right now, right? Look at the action steps you're doing, because the action steps you're doing are showing the story that's prevalent in your subconscious mind. Then look at, if you wanted to believe a new story about yourself, that you are enough, that you are loved, that you are capable, how does that person show up on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
And part of this that's really important too is regulating your nervous system, because if your nervous system is in a stress state, you're not going to be able to make conscious
Yeah.
change in your life. So you have to make sure nervous system is regulated. And then what you do is literally one by one starting to show up as that person. And it could be as simple as you going to bed an hour earlier. It could be as simple as you choosing to snack on celery sticks instead of that cookie. All of those simple things help to embed a new identity. And the
Yeah.
biggest mistake that people make is thinking that the new identity is going to feel good. One of my patients, I was talking to her about how to really rewire some of those people pleasing patterns that she had in her life. And she came back in her session. She's like, I tried to set boundaries and it felt awful. I don't understand. I
It's
felt
so
so
hard.
guilty. I felt
Yeah.
so bad. And I was so confused, because I'm like, I thought this was supposed to feel good. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's because you believe yourself so deeply to be a people pleaser, and that you need to be this way to maintain your relationships, that your brain is just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we're going to die if we set boundaries.
Yeah.
So
It's
let's
so
make it feel really
uncomfortable.
bad. It's so
Yeah.
uncomfortable. And that's what people don't get. But
Absolutely.
once you can push through the discomfort, because once you set those boundaries, you're going to feel really good about yourself. And when you
Yeah.
can start to push through the initial discomfort and see how good it feels on the other side, setting that momentum just feels so, so much better.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I think for a long time I had like this really hard time asking for help. And then,
Mhm.
I got to like
Yeah.
5 kids and you can't not ask for help at that point.
I
Like
don't get
you're,
it.
and so I remember it's like, pick your heart. Like it's either going to be hard, you're trying to do all this
Yes.
by yourself, or it's going to be hard to ask somebody for help. And
Yes.
so it was kind of like, I'm going to choose this one.
Yes.
And then it's like a muscle, right? Like every time you exercise it, it gets easier and easier. But it's
Yeah.
just like for a while, you're just like in this place of
Yeah.
like discomfort because it's just pushing your own boundaries, really. It's like
Yeah.
pushing for that new
Yep.
habit, that new
Yeah.
identity,
Yeah.
essentially.